What's up? You've tuned into the Kokomo Press Podcast. I'm your host, Jordan Grainger, and this week I'm joined by my co-host and co-founder of the Kokomo Press, ladies and gentlemen, Brian Allen West. We have a fantastic panel for you, two guys that I'm just delighted to have for you in the studio this week. First one, he's returning to the show. He's a very funny guy. You can catch him Thursdays at our open mic. You can see him every other Wednesday at Cook McDoogal's doing trivia, and you can see him March 22nd in Windfall, Indiana. Ladies and gentlemen, the very funny Dan West. And our other panelist this week, it's his first time on the show, but he's not a stranger to people. If you're from Kokomo or if you hang out at Cooper's Pub, he's all about music. He's all about guns. Aboriginal Arms is his YouTube page. Ladies and gentlemen, the very, very talented and great Larry the producer. Yeah, that's who we have in the studio this week. Larry the producer and Dan West, along with myself and Brian Allen. Yeah, it's an exciting panel and we're having a great time today. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, do all the things that help us be seen, because this is an absolute banger of an episode. We talked about so much. We talked about gun safety. We talked about the right kind of music to listen to. We talked about comedy, including the World Series of Comedy, which Dan is going to be a part of. We talked about different gigs and how they go, and different crowds and how to respond to them. We talked about just personal experiences with random things like our tires getting slashed, and talking just about how it is to move in this world and to do gigs every week, and the ups and the downs and the trials and tribulations, and how it's super important to maintain a level head and to just have fun with the things you're doing. We talked about so much this week and we had an absolute blast. So please hang out with us as we talk all things music, all things guns, all things comedy, and all things life this week with Dan West, Larry the producer, Brian Allen West, and myself, Jordan Grainger, on this week's episode of the Kokomo Press Podcast, baby. Woo!
Warning, this video contains adult content not suitable for children.
All right, we are recording now. We are officially live in this shit. This is gonna suck a little bit because I'm not gonna have access to this as easily, so I'm gonna have to like do some weird shit to make it work, because like that's what it's gonna look like when typically it's like straight up way better looking. So
hey, we rocking with you, baby.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna do our best, guys, and so it's gonna be a little bit of a pain in the ass, but you know we're gonna do
baby
our best.
girl.
Yeah. Baby girl, let me see you dance, let me see you twirl. All right. That shit gets stuck in my head, though.
Dude, it's the
that's the one thing about Drake he's really, really good at, is putting something in your head. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He knows. He just knows
whether you
what
want
doing.
it or not.
Yeah. Good marketing.
Allegedly.
I'm over 18. I don't think he cares.
No, he does not.
A minor. I almost did that to you at the mic. I was thinking about hitting a name.
So
Did you
bogus.
see that thing from Conan at the Oscars?
Oh, yeah.
At the halfway point.
God.
This is the part where we call Drake a pedophile.
This is the part where Kendrick comes out and calls.
And he says, I'm lawyered up. I'm fine.
Oh my God, I love it. It's funny because like he's making fun of, what was it, the Grammys basically, because like that shit happened.
The halftime show. It was at the exact halfway mark.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, I mean, but like it happened kind of at the Grammys too, because Kendrick came up and the A minor thing happened as he was winning that Grammy.
It happen.
So I feel like it's like every freaking big event that's on TV, it's like Drake finds out he's a pedophile. It's like, God, not again.
Drizzy might be doing the World Cup though, so
Yeah.
Did you see that? If he does a World Cup, I think that he can redeem himself. He's got to do something. He's got to be on there and be like, quit beating your wife.
Yeah.
Stop beating your wife, dude.
Yeah, that was absolutely that was the most diabolical result of a diss song I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
At a
two
Super Bowl.
different worldwide television events is insane. Like,
Yeah. The only
70
worst
million
line.
people yelling A minor.
See, it's funny because Kendrick found a way to make it like palpable for like the masses, whereas
Right.
like Tupac wasn't sophisticated enough. He just said, "That's why I fucked your bitch, you fat motherfucker."
Yeah.
That's how he started.
Yeah.
it. So it was just
Fofo,
like
make sure all your kids don't grow.
that's a good line too. No, I mean like obviously the Jay-Z, Nas, the Ether, like that. That one to me growing up was like the definitive, because like we knew the Biggie and Biggie and Tupac, but that was
the
crazy.
big one was Will Smith and Eminem.
I didn't
spit one verse without a curse.
Yeah. God, Will Smith, man. And then he ends up slapping the shit out of Chris Rock. That's it gets worse and worse.
Dumped him.
I mean, you're eating good though, because like honestly, with the disc tracks, it really gives you like you can kind of put that on at any time, and it probably gets everybody going.
Not like us, probably bangs, doesn't it? Everybody's going crazy.
I like the song. I mean, at a certain point, it gets overplayed.
Yeah.
We can't act like it don't, you know.
But I mean, as DJ Larry, the producer, I mean, I personally like the past like 4 or 5 events, I didn't even play it. No, you're like I'm over.
Well, I mean, did he do a show where he played it like 9 times in a row or something like that? That's probably enough for you to skip a couple times.
Hey, don't talk about the pop out like that.
Unless somebody comes up to me and they're like, "Yeah, bro, can you play that?"
Yeah,
then I'm not gonna play.
You look at him. That's a $5 song.
Yeah, definitely.
I've seen you make posts like that before, right? Like where you're like, if you're gonna make requests, bring me $5 or something.
No, I've never made a post like that.
No.
Oh no, people aren't appreciative of like if they come up and ask for a song request, like what it takes sometimes to get a song, because it's like not every song is just on your music sharing website. You have to go and find it and.
Also,
all
like,
type of stuff.
Also, not every song fits.
Bro,
part of
somebody will say we're in the middle of turning up. Somebody will come and like, hey, bro, play Free Bird, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
call me maybe.
I can mix it in maybe and try to make it
that
like
slap.
But I mean, I can't just sit there and change the whole vibe of the whole party just for you, and you're not tipping. Like,
I'm trying to remember, but there's like a
you know what I'm saying? Like,
change the whole vibe of the party.
You want to take control of the whole vibe. You want to dance with your wife in the middle of the club, bro. Like,
I'm gonna keep.
Like we can do that another time. We can, like at the end of the night is normally when I play slower music. You know what I'm saying? So it's like.
Yeah, it sucks too because they do have like really cool remix versions of like Freebird. Even I've seen
for sure. Yeah, but they would have been pissed though. They would have been like, no, I need the original version.
Yeah.
After I played the whole remix. So they're like, okay, so now I got to play Freebird again.
Yeah,
at the club
9 minutes
again.
long.
You know what I'm saying? Like, not necessarily saying it's a bad thing to play Freebird. Like, I'll play Freebird
when it's appropriate.
Yeah, when it's appropriate, I'm playing the hell out of Freebird.
Playing it twice, it's like 18 minutes long because it's
That's
9
what I'm
minutes.
saying.
But yeah, it's fucking insane.
So it's like, okay, so I'm giving you 18 minutes of the club.
And then all of these young people
here
are
to
going
get
to
paid,
leave.
bro, like,
that was always
they're gonna all leave, and then what?
That was always the cheat code.
And
at
you're
the
gonna
strip
leave
club,
too, and I'm just left with an empty club. And
Because like, I feel like you understand this. Our job is to sell beer.
Right.
You do that by creating a party atmosphere that people want to dance, they want to hang out. We do that by telling jokes, but our job is to sell beer.
Yeah.
So if you walk in planning to walk the crowd, well, you're not going to sell any beer.
Listen, he came last week and he was really nice, and that's all I can say is that was a good.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Oh, you have no idea.
I'm just giving an example of bad behavior.
Oh, I thought you were doing a seance over here and trying to fucking light some candles. He will appear.
He will fucking appear.
My 3 ex-wives. No,
he will appear on my Facebook and say weird homophobic shit and talk about me being a pussy because I love my dog.
That was so. See, like you must have really got under his like skin with that because like it's weird. Like you can't. Here's my thing. You can't dress like that and then get mad when people make a comment about dressing. So there's a comic that comes to the. He's out of Indy. He's like he's probably one of. Am I crazy? Like the most prolific guy. He goes to every mic. I don't think he has anything else that he does. And not offense. Like I just don't
say here is going to be good.
Okay, yeah. You be careful. You be nice. But this guy, he comes around and his name's Ouija. And the first couple times when you saw him, he was a funny guy. I liked him. Like he's interesting. Some of the jokes to me were like, I think I've heard that before. But people, that's what it happens. A lot of open mics. People come in and you're like, okay.
I mean, it's the same with rap.
Yeah. And then like at the end of it, like he
it's
came
just
back.
a normal thing to do.
Yeah, and then he came through and was like trying to walk our crowd and like get people to leave, and I'm like, don't do that to my crowd. Like our crowd's only this big, and that's kind of what he got into with like people walking the crowd with bad music. Because like if somebody comes up and they're like, hey, will you play the ballad of something?
Let me get back to the Edmund Fitzgerald, man.
Yeah, can you play that?
Beethoven immediately, bro. Straight up.
Yeah, you kind of have to look at him and be like,
like, hey, I've told people straight to their face, I'm not going to play the song.
Can you play the Heart of Dixie? It's like, nope.
This is not that kind of show.
Even like the overly aggressive hip hop music, like I'm not playing like Lil Durk. Like if I don't have to play it, I will not play it. I'm not playing nothing that's gonna destroy the club that I'm trying to bring everybody to, you know.
You're trying to facilitate an atmosphere,
right?
And if it's pissing people off, then that ruins your job.
And honestly, some music does have that capability.
Yeah.
And I don't know why people, let music actually, affect them like that sometimes.
Yeah.
It happens.
That happened to me recently. There is a bar that I go to, and I will get on my silly bullshit on the jukebox.
Straight up.
And I was told recently, hey, can you not do some of this stuff because people are getting mad and leaving? And my thing is, if me playing a song on the jukebox makes you leave, fuck you.
What are you there for?
But also, if you don't want to hear that song, take it off your jukebox. Like, I paid money to hear this song.
That song's there for profiling reasons.
That's fair.
And 2/3 of the people in here were enjoying it. But these old dudes were getting mad about it. And so, you know what? I didn't do it.
Yeah.
Because I want everybody to have a good time.
Right.
But I'm still sitting there like these motherfuckers. I'm writing in my notebook. Like, your name's on the list.
You're on the list now. Anyway, let's go and start this show off, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jordan Grainger. I'm the host of the Kokomo Press Podcast here this week with my co-host, as always, Brian Allen West Jr. hanging out. And returning to the show once again, and going to drink us under the table, ladies and gentlemen, the great Dan West. And then for the first time here at the Kokomo Press Podcast, you've seen him, you've heard him. If you've been to Cooper's Pub, you see him every last Saturday of the month, ladies and gentlemen. They're the producers in the house. Let me go and throw this down, fix this up. All right. Hell yeah. We're going to hang out. You guys have probably already heard us talking way too much shit. Apologize for that. Also, I do want to throw this out there. This was the most pleasant Ouija experience I've ever had at a show. So let me just say, as much as people like to throw rocks at that guy, if he shows up and he's pleasant, I'm happy. I mean, just have a good time. We had way too many people.
So I cannot speak to that.
He actually got laughs, and I'm not saying that just to say it to be a nice guy, because I am a nice guy. I'm a very nice guy.
No, that's great. If he had a good set, that's awesome.
Yeah,
I didn't see his set. I was upstairs in the bathroom.
Yeah, I remember you told me.
Doing my thing.
Yeah, you're doing your thing. Yeah, this was, let me see if I can make this. I don't know how I can. I've never actually done it from this before, but we're going to just deal with it. I'm having issues today, ladies and gentlemen, with my display being horrible. But yeah, this was last week's show. Another packed out. It was pretty crazy how many people we had in there. We had more comics than could fit on the bill. So that's always a good thing for a small, little tiny baby town like Kokomo.
Hey, but anyway, you guys are doing a great job.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
I'd like to give a round of applause.
Hell yeah.
Need it.
I'll back you up on that. Anytime you give me a round of applause, I'll take it.
There were some real talented people. Like Derek James came up from Indy.
Very funny.
He opens for Ben Polizzi on the road a lot. Like, Derek is super talented. I was telling Gwen about the show yesterday. She's probably going to come up. Like,
hell yeah, I hope she does.
More and more people from surrounding areas are hearing that. First off, there's a crowd, which you don't get at a lot of mics, but also that you guys create a good atmosphere.
And that's it's a whole community. We're trying to create like a community and a positive thing, and it's hard because we start this off talking shit, but it's one of those things where it's like we are trying to create like a positive environment for comics to be able to come out, and as long as you don't cause issues, there won't be issues. That's literally how it is. But yeah, it's one thing that I've noticed with our mic, and maybe it's just the last couple weeks, and it's basically been the entire time, but it's been burgeoning, in my opinion, is that every week we'll have like a couple of comics that I'm like, ooh, I've been wanting to see this person, and I haven't seen them because they're usually Indy or Fort Wayne or farther away, Muncie, anywhere else. And every week we're getting somebody new that I'm like, ooh, cool. Like last week, Derek James, very excited to see him. I think it might have been one of the first things Brian asked me after he looked at the list was like, how was Derek? Like, how did that go? Because we both were kind of excited to see him.
Derek's great.
And then Ken Carlson came through, and he's come through 200 times before from Fort Wayne, and he came through this last week, and this was probably the best he's done in our mic because we haven't had any BS, and there were people talking. I had to get up. I got upset because I was like, I went over there and told him, I was like, be quiet, you're talking too loud. I always feel like an asshole because like I have to be that guy, especially when Brian's not there, because sometimes I can be like, Brian, will you go tell him to be quiet? And he's like, listen, folks, be quiet. He's so nice about it.
Guys, be
listen.
Nice.
Hey, some people need it like that though, man.
Yeah.
I feel bad about the Saturday show.
Yeah.
The Saturday show where I from the stage was like, and then I had a little bit too much to drink later, and Jackie was like, "Hey, remember how you yelled at those people? You're talking louder than they were."
Oh no! I didn't notice you talking too loud. They were talking way too much.
Oh yeah, they deserve to be told to be quiet, but like Jackie's like, yeah, they're looking over at you and seeing you. So I'm like,
Yeah.
That's the part I feel bad. I don't feel bad about telling someone being loud to shut up.
Well, I appreciated it because it was, first off, it's a veteran move. And second off, it was like right before like the people that had come into town to do comedy were coming. So when you do that before, then it gets even better because then it's like, okay, like our local support is local support, but then I don't want people talking, well, John, who came from, him and Morgan and Max. And so it was really helpful. And I think you did a good job of bringing it back. And I kind of tried to do that last week when I was like, all right, just lost the crowd and everybody starts laughing, and that kind of got them back. Joking that I lost them got them back. So it's interesting, man. It's fun running an open mic, but it's also, it's a thankless thing. But when we have nights like Thursday, it feels really rewarding. Did you have a good time at the night?
Yeah, I had a blast. I wasn't fucking there. No, I was going to say though, it's the last couple Thursdays have been.
Yeah.
I mean,
you're right.
A string of freaking good shows and receptive crowds. It was nice.
I think the crowd this last week, if you were funny, you were getting laughs. That's, to me, is the most important. If I can get a crowd in there that if you're funny, you get laughs, that's all I care about. Sometimes you'll get a crowd in there and you can be the most funny person, have the perfect timing, perfect everything, and they're just looking at you like I didn't know I was coming to laugh tonight.
What the fuck is this? Yeah.
You ever have that happen like when doing music where like you're like I'm at a show, people are here to have a good time, and they're just looking at me like, what?
I say that more so happens at like weddings, something like that, because people will be like, they'll enjoy the music, like come up after like, oh my god, like you played everything I loved. And I was like, well, you didn't even nod your head, you weren't even knocking nothing, like you weren't bobbing, weaving, doing nothing.
Not a single butt cheek was in the air. What are you talking about?
No cheeks was in, no motion. Like, what we on? Like, know, so.
Yeah, I think that would probably be that. Is that the toughest version of your gig? Like of a DJ gig?
Toughest version of my gig? That's a great question.
Yeah. Thank you, by the way.
A non-receptive wedding is definitely the toughest.
It's got to be, right?
Yeah. Or
you
just
show
any
up.
event that like. See, I want to be careful talking about.
You don't need to get specific. We can be as general as we can.
White people's weddings, I get it.
No, I wouldn't even say that.
He was going to say, actually Jewish. I'm just kidding. It was the bar mitzvah. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Glass on the floor after they crush it. It's unpleasant.
Yeah, it's not.
But I mean, I've had definitely some crowds that like just don't react physically to great music.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
even though they'll tell me that it's great music.
You're like, this is the song where every time I play it, you see somebody do one of these.
Right.
Oh, and then you put it on and nothing happens. You're like, it's going to be one of those nights.
Yep.
All right, here we go.
So what's the move when that happens? Like, do you have something you keep in your back pocket where it's like nothing else is working and this usually does?
Normally, if I play that, it wasn't me joint.
Yeah. That's a good song. I mean, like, universal.
Like pretty universal.
Yeah,
like, you can pretty much bob or, pretty much get, vibe out to whatever,
Yeah, and white people eventually just like, new Cupid. And everybody's like, all right, here
I
we
get
go.
asked to get.
Look, he didn't even, that wasn't on purpose. It was involuntary.
I can't help it.
I play that quite a bit, actually.
Yeah, I mean, it's especially with weddings. I mean, it's like one of those things. It gets people on this. I feel like it's like one of those cheat codes that you throw up. Like if nobody wants to get up, nobody wants to be the first one.
Right.
Like if you start playing those songs, people do.
A lot of times I'll break the ice before I even play that song. It's like, okay, check it out. Are we too cool to hit the dance move? Like, are we too old? Or are we too lame? Like, because we're at a club. What's up?
Yeah.
So I was at a wedding a few years back, and I'm curious how you would have handled this.
Talk to me.
I'm at an age now where I'm in a weird middle stage where, like, it used to be I was one of the young people, and then there were old people. But now I'm in this middle stage where it was a 21-year-old's wedding, which is super fucking depressing. But so, like, there were a bunch of people early college, and then there were people my parents' age, like her grandparents were there and stuff, and then I'm in there in my late mid 30s, and so
my fault, bro.
None of the music that he played got everybody
right. And you'd only get sections of people.
Right. Like he would have a third of the crowd every single time.
Yeah.
But so like how would you sort of counter that? Would you aim at the parents who are paying you? Would you aim at the kids that just got married? Like
so what I would aim at is who's on the dance floor, right?
Yeah.
If I can get more people on the dance floor, then I would basically encourage to participate in whatever I'm about to play.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So then it's like, okay, if you're at this wedding and you support this couple, go ahead and go to the dance floor.
So you guilt them.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Sometimes
you got to.
You didn't love.
Yeah, like, hey, man, if you guys are happy, man, what's up? I need y'all over here. If y'all enjoyed the food, you know what I'm saying? Like, bring your ass to
All right, here's the next question. What song do you play when they piss you off?
When they piss me off.
Now, usually I don't do this, but go on, play on.
Damn, like punishing the crowd?
No, if I'm just messing around. Like if the dad's being annoying, he's like, I'm paying you. I want you to play the oldies. And you're like, all right, man.
Oh, man, see... so I've had somebody like tip me, right?
Yeah.
And say like, yeah, man, come back and then remind me, yeah, bro, I tipped you. Go ahead and play that song, bro.
Let's go.
It's like as soon as you start behaving like that and start being impatient with me, then it's like, okay, what I'm gonna do is give you your tip back and then not play your song.
Yeah.
Because then it's like, what do I look like getting hoed into playing the song?
Yeah.
Like I'm 300 pounds. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not a hot-headed person or nothing like that. So I like to choose, the correct way to handle.
You make Larry mad, and all he's playing is Beyonce's Grammy-winning country album.
This ain't there.
I actually only have one song from that album. The one
he was just singing badly.
Yeah. I didn't get any requests to play that.
No,
play that whole album at all, except for maybe one time.
I don't think anybody knows that.
It's not like. Of the albums Beyonce has put out, that is not the one that should have won that Grammy.
Hold up, that's a Grammy. I'm just kidding. That's a Grammy-winning album.
You give Lemonade that Grammy. You do not give.
Wait a minute.
The country album.
Right. Yeah.
How often?
I feel like country music has a specific sound, and if it's not lined up with that specific sound, then it's not necessarily country. Yeah, in my opinion.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Brian?
Is Cotton Eye Joe still getting played?
Cotton Eye Joe is definitely still getting played. I played that at a prom. I'm pretty sure. Western's prom, yes.
Hell yeah. Well, okay, now.
Yeah, that tracks.
I worry, yeah.
He said,
I was worried. Thank God.
Where did you come from? Got knocked up.
Yeah, I got that request, and I played that, and every single foot in that building was moving. On
For real. You can't help it. It's almost like it's ingrained in you. You can't because it's a perfect mixture of like dance and country. Like
I played that on Madame Carroll out there too.
Okay,
where is it? Monticello.
Yeah.
Hell
yeah.
I assume Barbie Girl came back in a big way.
I played Barbie Girl out there in like Rossville.
Yeah.
The tracks. Yeah.
It's funny. He's got like a map in his phone.
Yeah, I have a map.
Like, this is Barbie Girl. This is just kidding. That's all.
Regionally, there's songs that get played.
Like you travel
attached to your GPS.
Oh, just about.
You probably travel almost like as much as comics do, just going between place and place, doing different gigs and stuff.
I mean, honestly, last year I was booked for 92% of the year.
That's cool.
I just threw that statistic out. But it felt like about 92%. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. a nice,
real cool.
A nice 92 fill. Fill. You had a show last night, Dan.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah, did you have fun out there? I mean, you have people that we obviously love, like Alexa and Zach, but then people that we know, like Gwen. There was a couple other people, names that I didn't really know. Calvin, I would know Calvin. Who else was on the show?
Neil Meyer out of Bloomington, super funny dude, does the Attic a lot.
Yeah.
And then Daryl Spencer, he lives like on the Michigan side, but he's really a South Bend comic.
Yeah, like the Drop, that area.
He does not do the Drop anymore.
Okay. All right, my bad. Didn't mean to do that.
But
you never know this stuff.
You're not wrong. But he produces some shows.
Yeah.
He's doing a lot right now. He's real talented.
Oh yeah. Everything smooth as it can be.
Yeah, it was. So there was a little bit of drama that I don't know the whole story of the night before.
Yeah.
At the venue. So the bands that were supposed to play after the comedy show backed out.
Yeah, which is tough.
Yeah, but we had a packed crowd there for comedy, and then we ran some karaoke afterward, and it was a good time.
Honestly, karaoke is almost more fun than. I mean, I like bands. Don't get me wrong, I'm in a band,
but that's a college bar, and I am not their target market. So what I like the best is not what they should be aiming at.
You're probably right. Well, these DIY venues, man. The whole point of a DIY venue is do it yourself. DEI. It's a DEI venue. Well, when you're there. I'm just kidding. No, it's a DIY venue. There's things like you're gonna get everybody. So you're going to book bands, you're going to book groups, and then sometimes you're going to get a book a group in there where they're like, oh, this happened. There's somebody here I don't like. And I think that's what happens. And the hardest part for any of these venues is like allegations, and it's like hard to really. But yeah, I saw a trending post. I sent it to Brian last night. I was like, damn, of course this happens the night before Dan has a freaking show that'd be here now.
I don't know the full story. I cannot speak on any of it. I will say that the staff had been there the night before. They were there for the show that I had, and they said that's not how it happened.
Yeah.
So I don't know the story. I know there are conflicting reports, but when someone blasts a venue, it is really, really hard to immediately recover and respond from that. Because you can't put it back in.
No, the genie's out of the bottle.
Yes, there is now this post that thousands of people have seen.
You can kind of see it right here. I have it just because I was like, I had to send it to the group last night. I was like, damn, there's so much going on here. But yeah, it's a tough situation to happen.
The owner
Leisure hour. Yeah, like they brought up a bunch of stuff. I mean, if you've seen it, you've seen it. Like I said, with these things, like not much you can do. You've had this thing booked for a while. Like what are you gonna do? Like tell everybody, hey, by the way, we've had this planned forever. This one person's upset at another person and there's allegations. I'm just gonna scrap our entire plan. It's impossible.
And I know that you feel this way, but I think it's important to say if the allegations are true, that's serious. It matters.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
But I don't know the whole story.
Yeah.
And I can't speak on it. We had the show and almost everybody who was in the venue was there to see a specific comic. So the person who was named in that post was not there.
Yeah, they weren't there at all. Yeah.
So I can't speak to the venue as a whole. I've always had a good experience there, but also I look like this.
Yeah.
But the show was a blast.
Yeah.
Everybody did really, really well. And
good.
It was almost 40 people in there, and it was during spring break. So I was shocked and very, very pleased.
It's a good deal. Yeah, it's good.
That venue is so cool. Be Here Now is such a cool venue because above, have you ever been there?
I have.
Yeah, that big, it's like a big pit down. You have the bar around it up top, which is really cool. It's also tough sometimes to do comedy because you're like, what the hell's going on up there? And you're like,
there's a pool table up there that you can hear.
Yeah. Like corner pocket. You know what I mean? And then it has, I guess I have the sound effect to hear. I was just saying at the venue. Never mind. We've done a couple shows there, Brian and I. I know you've done a few there. I like the room. I love the colors, like the way they're lighting in there is really, really freaking cool. I like Alexa. That's one of the reasons why we continue to go there anytime we go there. It's because we like the people. It's just like, I hate these types of situations because it's like there's no way to really win. Because at the end of the day, if the allegations are true, it's like God, I didn't want to. I wish I would have. But at the same time, if it's just somebody mad at somebody who they dated or you know what I mean, it's shit happens like this all the time, man. It's tough, man. But you want to be you're always on the side of victims, but you're also like, hey, like, what am I supposed to do here with some of it? Because it's like, you never met those people. They weren't there that night. It's not like you were able to talk to them and like suss anything out or like even just hear the side of the story. All you saw was a Facebook post. It just gets tough.
And then the bartenders were saying, that's not what happened.
Yeah. And they're like all female bartenders as well. So you would imagine.
It didn't say convicted, like a convicted predator.
That's a hard bar to watch though. Cause so few people actually get convicted even when they fucking did that shit.
Yeah, it's true. You're absolutely true. A minor. Uh-oh, Brian's in the... Just kidding. He's about to start hitting us.
I am Team Drake.
Yeah, but it's Team Drake.
I'm Team Drizzy. I'm Team
Drizzy, man.
I do want to say, I brought Coors today. I was going to bring Bud Light, but obviously I didn't want to offend you.
Yeah.
God damn it.
He's a huge fan of Shane Gillis.
And Kid Rock, man.
And Kid.
Grandpa's feeling frisky. You remember that? I know you like that. Do you remember Kid Rock after like Bud Light did the whole thing with the with Dylan Mulvaney or whatever? Yeah, Kid Rock had an AK-47 and shot all these beers.
Well, he had to go buy that beer.
He supported him, but then was hating on him at the same time.
Also, his restaurant still sells Bud Light.
He still drink. He was like caught too. Also,
he quit. They all went back on. Well, the big thing is like that kind of can segue into what's going on with the tariffs in Canada and stuff because like all the Canadians are like, we're going to remove all the American liquor out, and it's like you guys already paid for that. Like it's already there. Like at this point, just sell it. Like now it just feels like an emotional response to something that most Americans have no interest or obviously have no power over.
Yeah, like I'm mad about it, but it's not hurting me.
Yeah.
It's also not hurting him.
Yeah, it's not hurting anybody. Hey, if it starts hitting us hard, people are going to get mad. That's how it goes.
That's how it always works.
But
that's my thing. I was like,
them not selling Jack Daniels does not hurt me.
Not at all.
Like,
No.
More Jack Daniels for me. Yeah.
God, Jack Daniels reminds me of being underage. I can't do that shit.
Yeah, you could afford Jack Daniels. I guess I was really poor.
I got my enlistment bonus.
Okay. We were doing Heaven Hill or something like that, or Dark Eyes, or that's what we'd get, like a half gallon of that or whatever, and be like, "Hey guys, and let's do it." It was a half gallon. Yeah.
I used to get the handle of Seagram's vodka from Sam's Club for $20.
Yep. That's basically like the same well crap. Or
Definitely
garbage
had
crap.
some terrible experiences with Four Loko.
Four Loko, yeah.
Worst.
Well, are you a little younger than us, right?
I'm 28.
Yeah, you're just
Just a little younger. It's fine.
Yeah, a little younger. A little younger.
7 years.
3-4 months.
How old are you?
I'm 30. I'm 35.
I'm 37.
Okay.
I turned 40 in 2 weeks.
30 what?
I turned 40 in 2
40
weeks.
into see.
Big
Just a little
40.
bit younger.
Yeah, I'm just a little bit younger. Well, I mean, you grew up basically the full internet was like at your disposal, right?
The whole time, 5th grade.
You didn't grow up with the iPad necessarily, right? But 5th grade, like
5th grade.
because like
when
my kids,
that
it's the
BlackBerry
iPad.
Touch came out.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah. I didn't have the touch. I had the one with the keypad because I thought that was cooler.
See, I had that NB3.
Yeah.
When you flip up.
Yeah, my ex-wife had that.
I
Yeah.
bet that thing was bad.
So Chris had it.
Chris had it. Chris has it now. Chris.
I think I had before that though. I had one of them little square joints. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Nokia.
Yeah, the Nokia.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
I had a flip phone.
Yeah. My first phone was the Virgin Mobile, and it was like this big of a flip phone. It was. Like
I had a
tiny.
singular wireless. That's how old my first phone was.
That was my first plan I ever
flip.
paid for. Was singular wireless before it became AT&T.
Yeah,
I got a Razor.
Yeah.
When I got back from Iraq because those were the coolest.
They were
Yeah, the Razors.
Razors were sick.
Very briefly cool.
almost made a really off-color joke, and I have only veterans would have been able to. I'm like, you got a razor when you got back from Iraq? You know what I mean? Never mind. It's like, God, no, I'm just. It's funny because the first phone I technically ever bought was a razor. It was a pink razor, but I bought it to give it to my mom because she had the rocker. You guys, it was like the first Apple Apple singular together phone, and it had enough for 100 songs. You could fit 100 songs on this. So.
I'm actually unfamiliar with that one.
Yeah, it's called the Rocker. It was it looked like a bar of soap. It was like a little white little bar of soap, and but you could basically, it was like an iPhone before the iPhone. It was kind of cool. But then I went overseas. Not Iraq, Italy, the other eye. I'm just kidding.
I'm pretty sure the other eye is Iran.
I don't know about that. not my experience. It's Israel. Israel. No, I went to Italy. And
Demonetized.
Free Palestine. All right, I'm fucking done. No.
Remember when you said don't say anything that you don't want?
Beep. No, it went off. Beep, and it comes back.
The wild thing for me was always the ring back tones, not like the ringtones, because I get that, but the ring back tone, I'm paying money for other people to hear a song when they call me. That was always wild.
It was so cool though.
Forcing them to hear a song.
I'm gonna pay $3 every 90 days to make sure you know that I really like that song where Lil Jon samples Crazy Train.
Yeah. It's funny because how many of I remember because when we originally had the phones, it was like the what is it, tritone or the dutone? Do you know what I'm talking about? The original boop 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 boop. I had a Overnight Celebrity, Twista and Kanye.
It sounds so good.
Hey, see, I was in that era
What's up,
where you can customize your ringtone.
Yeah.
So I would say something I would act like, "Oh, hello." You would say, and I'd prank you basically.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I definitely not even answer my phone. Leave a message.
Every dude did that at least one time.
I had it on there for too long. For multiple years of my life. I had
Oh no.
Yeah.
Dude, my buddy used to piss me off because he would have him hello, hey, what's up, man?
Yep.
It's me. I'm just eating a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Bye. And it was like, what the fuck? I don't know.
And every time you call him, you got to deal with that shit now.
Oh yeah. I got used to it. I was like, God damn, this fucking guy. Anytime you call him, he's eating peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
But I mean, I love an Uncrustable.
Oh yeah.
I had some over the weekend. They were delicious.
Yeah, I was trying to write a joke about that for a minute. I was like making a joke about my kids being so rich. Oh shit.
Sorry.
Oh, you're all right. I was writing a joke about my kids being so like uptight that they're like, do we have any more Uncrustables? I'm like, no. They're like, all right, I'll take a Crustable. It's so stupid. Then I was trying to turn it into a panties joke about my ex. Like, oh, you mean your Uncrustables? I'm just kidding. Oh. All right.
You took it to a real gross place.
I know. It gets gross real quick. It gets real gross real quick.
Adorable joke about your kids.
I know.
You took it to a gross place.
How do you flip it to something worse? No, I can't not be blue, man. Let's talk a little bit about what you have going on with Aboriginal Arms, because like this is actually really fucking cool. The first time I've ever heard about you, Larry, was from Jackie. She was like, you really got to meet this guy. He's great. I'm sorry that you guys have to see it this way. It should look a lot cooler. You can see Push It to the Limit at the top. I was going to play that earlier to make fun of Brian, but I didn't. But check out Aboriginal Arms on YouTube. You got 9.27K subscribers. That's killing it, man. Let me give you one of these. That's working hard. And you got the merch on the shirt. So tell me how you originally come up with obviously you love guns. That's kind of the concept, but how do you come up with like, hey, I want to go do this?
So ultimately, like, I was a music producer, or still am. Yeah. So I was working with younger kids. I was trying to, basically beginners, people who wanted to get into the studio. I noticed there was a need for a studio to exist. Yeah. So it's like, okay, I might as well just be the guy. Go ahead, come through me and, learn how to record a song, learn how to make a better song than, what you're making on your, bullshit microphone. You need somebody to
you need somebody
who's actually has some experience to guide you through some of the steps, because a lot of people don't have that at all. They're just trying to hop in. Oh yeah, drop the song on SoundCloud. Next month I'm about to be rich and famous. And it's like, that's not how it works at all in any way, shape, or form. You know what I'm saying? So
you see that with comics a lot too. Like, I'm gonna hit this open mic. I'm gonna be on Comedy Central.
Yeah. Immediately. I'm getting interviewed on NBC next month. Like,
so it starts with that, and then
and I started noticing there was a lot of like people, acting very tough, like overly tough. Yeah. And you are military. You're ex-military, correct?
Yes.
You know what real tough is compared to what people are acting tough is.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of acting tough.
Yeah.
Because they're going home and doing dishes if their mom told them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay.
But I'm clean the plates first because it's mine.
So where is this coming from? And it's like, okay, if it's really coming from the grown men that are watching like teenagers come into a studio and not saying that they're tripping for saying, oh yeah, I'm about to go blow at some dude at the gas station because he disrespected my girl, or something like, and it's like ultimately I also noticed that like a lot of them, a lot of people have guns, and some of them have no clue like how to use them at all properly in any way, shape, or form. They don't have any form of gun safety. There's a lot of accidental shootings, through what I believe the hip hop is kind of pushing certain messages that are coming out. Like I'm gonna just use it for instance. I'm gonna say it again, Lil Durk, right? Yeah. He has a lot of songs referencing like, yeah, we're gonna blow somebody down, and we're gonna spin a block and all this extra stuff from Chicago, right? Yeah. And I think it's a poison. And I kind of felt like if they see somebody who's worked in the music industry and actually been on tour, actually have a couple records that's been on radio stations and stuff like that,
doing something,
they see me doing something with a gun, right? That's proper. I'm winning shooting competitions. I won my first shooting competition that I ever entered.
That's cool.
And I felt like, okay, they see me getting deals. I got a group called Samurai Firearms out there in the West Coast. Yeah. Or no, the East Coast. Forgive me. Samurai Firearms out there in the East Coast. They sent me an upper and a lower because they were supporting.
Wait, they can just send uppers?
Hold on, we're gonna have to go cut that out for Dan.
Yeah, right. No, but they sent me an upper because they pretty much believed in my gun channel. Yeah. Because I'm trying to basically push gun safety where it doesn't normally go. Yeah. Because I feel like if there's not somebody there, then it won't ever happen.
It's an important thing. Like we talk about representation a lot in all forms of media, and I mean it's funny because we think of YouTube as like DIY a little bit, but like at the same time having that representation on YouTube of somebody who actually comes from where they're from, their background looks like them, also does the music, does the things. It kind of gives them. It's like that. It's kind of that Venn diagram thing where it's like you kind of overlap into a lot of what they're interested in. So
it's like okay, if you're into guns, you guys want to get tough and shoot guns, okay, go to the range, get a shot timer, and figure out how good you are at shooting a gun.
Yeah.
Instead of shooting is fun.
Yeah, it's fun. I think it's fun as hell.
Yeah.
I think it's a good time, a good way to spend some time.
Yeah. Safely,
obviously.
And you're a big. If you watch any of your videos, you'll learn that safety is a big thing that you're worried about. Is you want to make sure people have their eye protection. You want to make sure people have their ear protection. Make sure people know how to properly hold the firearm.
Yep.
And you bring people out, and you're like, no. This is, and you will show them. And I like that. I think that's important to be not just like. You don't just bring people out that already know what the hell they're doing. You bring people out that need to learn, and you show them. Yeah. It's
I feel like, okay, say somebody just got done rapping about. I have a video on my channel with the artist that he was basically saying, I was like, do you reference shooting people in your song? And he's like, sometimes I do, yes. And I was like, okay, we're gonna see if you can shoot people. You know what I'm saying?
Let's see if you can.
We can see if you can even do it. So we had a challenge where I think it was from a military challenge. The dude that I was with that was there was ex-military. Or I don't know if he was current. I don't know. He had a lot going on. But he basically was guiding us through a drill that he did. Yeah. Like a pistol qualification drill. So we went ahead and did that, and he hit 2 shots, and I hit all 17 of mine. And it's like, that's insane. We should figure something out here, because if there's a lot of people that are saying that they're shooters and that they are ready to go crash out, go to jail, whatever, they're not afraid of jail. It's like, you should be afraid of jail and you should be afraid of crashing out.
This is a good idea.
Be afraid of somebody shooting at you.
We'll start a nonprofit program where we take the inner city youth and the gangs and bring the gangs together and we show them how to properly shoot a gun.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like this. I had this idea recently where we take some kids and we scare them straight.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a really effective program.
I don't think anybody's done that before.
I think it's a new idea.
Hey, but another thing though, there's a lot of people that would be afraid to go talk to them.
Yeah.
And I'm genuinely not.
And yeah.
I know them.
Yeah, and that's what I think is important, is like that's what the representation part really matters in it, is that like somebody who is from looks like them, and you know, all the different part of that Venn diagram that I'm talking about, and then obviously does the music thing, because like if you can relate to people who on multiple different levels, like so many different levels, it really gets you in a lot quicker, and they believe you, they trust you, they like, okay, this guy not only knows this shit when it comes to this, but also we like some of the same things, so I can trust this person.
If I rolled in there and was like, okay, so we're going to talk about rifle safety here, it would not hit the same. it wouldn't.
Yeah. No, it really probably wouldn't. They'd be like, yeah, bro, dude is definitely exactly who we're expecting to come teach some gun safety.
Yeah.
They might expect me to have a little bit more of a southern drawl, but like it just, and the thing, the importance of, like, it is not hard to pull a trigger.
Not at all.
But if you're only hitting 2 of your targets, that is 15 bullets that went somewhere else.
And you're accountable for each round. Yeah. It's like, okay, if that round went and hit somebody or hit some dude's car that costs more than what you can afford, it's like, okay, bro, you're viable for all that. Like,
if you hate this person for whatever they did, and you have decided that they are worth killing, fine.
Right.
But what about the 15 other bullets that are hitting people that you did not decide are worth killing?
Right.
You gotta live with that now.
Yeah. Hey, and for the record, the guy who was on that video, I'm not talking shit about you right now. This is 100% bigger than...
It was
it happened. Yeah. And it actually happened,
but
too.
But I used it as an example. Yeah, exactly. Because it's like, okay, there's a lot of people... I'm telling you, there's too many people that are making rap songs.
Yeah.
Or even R&B songs. They're making drill R&B music, which is basically like flipping Usher, like, Tell Me Again, Lovers and Friends, to like a murder song. Yeah. Like talking about... like passionately murdering.
Well, I'm just going to say personally, I think that's ludicrous. All right.
No, I mean it is.
But he was on that song.
Hit that.
Hey, look, and I think a big problem is somebody would see that music video where the guy's talking about passionately about murdering somebody, and they would put the word culture on it. And I think that's messed up because it's like, I know for a fact that my grandparents and they didn't grow up nothing like that, you know. And I'm not speaking for everybody's grandparents here because everybody went through different stuff, you know. But at the end of the day, I know for a fact, in 1975, it wasn't a bunch of people out there ready to go blow down their neighborhood because you know they're getting influenced by the music industry.
Yeah, completely. A lot of it's like I really think like drugs is. I mean,
drugs is in there.
Drugs is a big part of it.
They're a culprit, for sure.
It just when you start to bring an underground version of money into things, and then it starts to things just get real quick, and it's like easy to be like it's easy to get the other. They got the drugs. Okay, we'll just get it from them now. We have it come up, and it just creates like a.
There's a lack of accountability.
Yeah,
100%.
Facts.
And it's like, yo, okay, if you're a parent concerned about your kid getting into guns, okay, you should probably show them somebody who knows what they're doing that has a gun.
Yeah. I grew up with guns. I grew up with the guns in the house, but like we never shot them. My stepdad never was really like, hey, come see that. We talked about it one time, and then he was like, you want to go hunting with me? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, I think he was drunk when he asked, and I was like, I don't know. My mom was like, I don't they'd get on 4-wheelers and they had like woods and get on 4-wheelers and shit, and then go shoot guns. And I'm like, that seems like a lot of dangerous things.
Scary. Put together, smashed in the scale.
Yeah. And they would play around and goof off, but like, so when I got in the military, I had to obviously pistol qual and all that shit in the Navy, and then I finally got out. I met a bunch of rednecks at work, and that's really who introduced me to drugs. Well,
I'm like, dude.
Well, that was a Freudian slip because they'd introduced me to that too. But no, I remember thinking like I want to get a handgun for safety and and everything, and they were like, come out, we've got a bunch of different versions. Shoot whichever one you want, whichever one you're most accurate with. Buy a version of that.
Right.
So I went and shot a bunch of, and it was the Glock 19 is what I ended up like. This was the most accurate I shot a bunch of different ones, and I was like, this is the most accurate other than they are, because those things are just accurate, man. Those things are just accurate.
Unfairly accurate.
I was like, I don't think I'm going to be concealing that one though. Not easily.
But you know what makes them inaccurate is if they're like 7 inches.
Yeah.
And have no sight on them and no brace.
I would take 7 inches, but go ahead.
You brought up culture.
Yeah.
There is a gun culture
100%
that is incredibly harmful, right? Because shooting is fun, and I think guns can be cool.
Yep.
But like I don't think there's any reason for a civilian to have an AK-47.
You don't feel like that?
No. Like it's fun.
And you're ex-military?
Like the AK is so inaccurate.
I actually have a video definitely proving that.
It's incredibly reliable. You can drop that in the mud, pick it up, and shoot. But if you're not hunting with an AK, you're not keeping one in your house for personal protection, the only place it makes sense to have an AK as a civilian is at a range where you store it there so you can just go shoot and have some fun with it.
Right.
Like an AR, an M16, M4, like those are much more accurate.
Yeah.
You also don't need one for personal protection in your house. You're not fucking John McClane.
So you just don't like AKs per se then?
I don't like AKs for anything other than
recreation or war.
Okay. I can understand that. So all right, to speak on your point, like okay, there's a lot of interest in the music industry, right? Like like in hip hop music where they're talking about a Draco, right? And it's like, okay, the Draco is basically a very shortened AK-47. And I have a video on my YouTube. I'm not trying to plug my YouTube.
No, that's what you're here for.
Yeah.
Right? You can plug it as often as you want, brother.
But
exciting things are happening at the Kokomo Press. Yeah, very exciting things. Not only are we bringing you comedy shows, an open mic once a week, skits, videos, funny jokes on our page, and satire news stories, but now you can support us by going to kokomopress.shop. It's that simple. You go to kokomopress.shop, you find a t-shirt, you find a hat, maybe in the future some stickers
and some posters. You go on there, you buy one of those from us, and percentage of the proceeds will go to us and help support what we do. We appreciate every person who just likes, subscribes, does all that. But if you go to kokomopress.shop and you buy something, we'll know who you are. You send us a photo of it. We will post it on our page and shout it out. Thank you so much. Go to kokomopress.shop, buy all your shirts and hats needs, and support the Kokomo Press. Thank you guys so much. kokomopress.shop.
But I have a video definitely talking about like why if you even get this gun, you should have proper attachments on it so that it makes it more accurate.
Yeah.
Instead of just having a blank Draco just because some rapper told you that it's cool to have.
And it's a cool word.
Right. And it's a
Drake.
Right, cool
It
word.
rhymes with a
Draco.
lot.
The Drake.
It rhymes with a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean,
I have a Draco and its name is A minor.
In a way, I almost agree with you, but like also, I feel like I know some people who do have AKs that did make them more accurate.
And that changes.
So it's like, yeah, it does. I agree.
Like,
it's like
the standard AK, that is a weapon of war that you do not need in your home because you are not, like, this is not fucking Skyfall where they're assaulting your farm.
Yeah, but there's not an epidemic of people being killed with Dracos though. Like right now.
I mean,
like, you know what I mean?
No,
Like,
because they're missing all the shots.
Not accurate at all.
No, they're not.
Contractors love a Draco. We gotta redo this drywall now.
That's how we do. No, I mean I completely agree. I think there's a lot of truth in both arguments for the anti-gun and gun, because like honestly I'm a two-way guy.
I can understand where you're coming from though, because like I have shot an AK and they don't always go where you aim sometimes.
And it feels cool.
It feels good. But I mean, if you get a nice proper one, get the proper attachments on them,
right?
Then it's like, okay, now we're talking with.
But the average person isn't doing that.
They're not,
and
because they don't necessarily care about the guns that much. They
don't care about the guns. They want their dick to get hard, and like that. To bring it back full circle though is why the content you're putting out is important, because you are teaching people how to be responsible and safe, and that
competent is
competent.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I enjoy shooting. Safety is the most important part.
Yeah.
I remember we first got back from Iraq, and I was one of the people turning all the weapons back into the arms room. And rule number one, obviously, you treat it like it's loaded all the time.
All the time.
Unless it is disassembled in front of you, it is a loaded weapon, even if you know it's not.
Yeah.
And one of my soldiers took two pistols. I had them by the barrel. She took them, and she didn't put her fingers in the trigger, but like she still went, ha ha, and put those down and start doing push-ups till I get back.
Yeah.
Because I handed those to you, so you don't know if they are loaded. I know that they are not, but also I'm treating them like they're loaded, and you just fucking pointed two pistols at me.
That pisses me off. It's actually one of the few things like I've watched in so many videos, or anytime I'm watching something and I see somebody's finger and no finger trigger discipline, nothing, it drives me crazy. And I'm not, like I said, I don't pretend to like be Mr. Gun. Like I literally shot like pistol. I just explained my whole thing. Like, that's all I've done is learn. Like I said, I have a Glock 19 and I own an AR that I've never put a round through. I bought it.
We're gonna fix that.
Yeah. I bought it.
Call me when because that sounds fun.
I actually want you.
He'd be a great guest on the show. Yeah, when we're talking about so I bought it in the beginning of 2020, and then you guys know what happened to the bullets, right? What happened in March, around March.
He bought
April
it for 2021 because like he bought it January 5th. He was ready to go.
Yes.
I bought it for January 7th. No, I'm just kidding. I bought it and then all that shit happened where people were freaking out because of COVID, and every round, like, was it a 2.26? Am I crazy?
Oh shit, no, my bad.
5.23 or 5.56?
2.23 or 5. I always met. As I said, I barely know anything. I just own them. But like I said, I don't shoot like all the time. When I would go shoot my Glock, it was mostly like to just make sure I could still shoot it straight and check on it. But it's one of those things where it's like it's for safety, and then with the AR was like, I want to get one because I wanted one, and then I never put a fucking round through. So
my bad, by the way. It was January 7th because you're like, I got to get those motherfuckers that can actually bat it back.
Yeah, I got. You said January 5th. I was like, no, it was more like 7th, wasn't it? I'm just getting in my head. I was like, it's got to be
get revenge.
I got to get back. I got to save my girl. I got to get my shaman back out of of there. My shaman. No, you love the shaman. No, let me
Brian,
pivot.
why don't you tell us about
What's your experience with guns?
I tried to use one to end my life a few years back.
God damn it.
Jesus, man.
It didn't work.
That's a whole nother conversation.
This is where we pause the show for a mental health break. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
I don't like guns.
No,
I mean, I'm not like against them, but I don't have any. I have one, but I don't ever use it.
He's sitting us on a roller coaster here.
Only got 4.
I have one. It's a small pistol, but like I think I've only
20,
shot
like a
one.
22.
Yeah. And I'm just
in case a bird breaks in your house or something.
But I'm not against them.
I'm kidding.
There was a goddamn groundhog in the backyard.
Told you.
Brian's out there building his own foxhole.
Hey, no, I have realized though, in the pursuit of doing this YouTube channel, that not everybody does like guns.
Yeah.
Not everybody like understands. I'm not saying you don't understand, but like, not everybody understands. Like I personally witnessed like somebody get shot in front of me.
Okay,
so it's like I've seen that happen and been around, people shooting several times, and it's like I feel like if I was there and say I was the target for any reason, or say I wasn't even the target, and they're just making me unsafe. Yeah, it's like I would rather have the opportunity to at least have a fight.
Yeah,
and I've also seen I don't know if y'all ever heard of out there in New York, in Buffalo, New York, there was a mass shooting, right? Yeah, where this dude walked into a grocery store that's like Kroger, right? And as soon as he got out the car, he boom, took 3 people out, went into the store, shot everybody he saw that was, black or Hispanic, shot everybody on purpose like that. And I'm sitting there like, okay, damn, there was not one person in the store that could have responded. Because, I mean, none of them had a gun, right? Yeah. And I'm not saying, I'm not trying to use it.
The other thing, though, there are so many people, and it goes back to the gun culture. The people not understanding, the people that just have the guns because they think they're cool and they don't know how to use them. They don't know how to use them safely, responsibly. So they do have guns. Yeah. But then the minute bullets start flying, they freeze up.
Right.
Yeah. So like it was the Walmart shooting in Texas. You don't think people in Walmart in Texas had guns?
Yeah, for sure.
Like, and so that's where the training that you're giving, like safe, responsible, keep your head under pressure. So if some shit goes down, you can safely try to neutralize this threat. Yep. Instead of, well, I've got a gun, but now I just pissed myself because I don't know what to do.
Right? Yeah.
Or you grab the gun and you're shaking this bad because you have never,
never put a round through.
Yeah. And then
thanks a lot.
You're shaking, and then now you say you do pull the trigger or something.
Yeah.
Now you have a unclaimed bullet just flying through the air, hitting whatever.
I went enough times to like shoot to like just be used to the fact of like, just feeling it, because you kind of need to just know what it feels like.
Yeah, you do.
If you're gonna have a gun, you need to know what it feels like.
Muscle
to shoot
memory is like a big way to train. Like, like I do dry fire a lot, like, which means I have nothing in my gun. I have dummy bullets. Then I would put that in my gun, right, and then take it in and out my holster. Figure out, where. Okay, a lot of times you don't want to sit there and just like pull your gun and tilt your head or nothing like that. You want to pull it up to your eye. So it's like, if you don't have that muscle memory, you won't do it.
Right. And people, if you don't have the proper technique, it's a big deal. Especially like you have to know where your actual line of sight when you're shooting is. So you bring the gun up to you instead of you to the gun, because a lot of people will, like close an eye and like just a bunch of dumb shit.
Shoot from here.
So like that's another thing though. Like close retention shooting is another thing, but. If you're not close retention shooting carefully, then you can shoot yourself. Right. Or you can totally just miss. And
like, it's a skill set that you have to practice.
You have to learn about it too. Yeah.
It's true. When you're watching a movie, you're watching a fucking movie and you see some gun action
cool
happen up.
John Wick.
In your head, are you ever get me the fuck?
So
does it take you out enough, or are you able to suspend it?
I watched Rookie, right?
Yeah.
Have you guys seen the show Rookie?
Yeah.
They put some unrealistic gun sound effects and unrealistic situations a lot. Like, dude will sit behind like a wooden pallet. Dude shooting a fully automatic AR. Yeah. And hitting the pallet, and dude is just sitting there comfortably, and it's like the bullets would have went through it.
Yeah.
I mean, you see in like Lethal Weapon, he's got a 9mm, shoot somebody in the chest, he goes flying back.
Right. Even like John Wick, where he's in the mall and he has a suppressor.
Yeah.
And he's like sitting there sneaking shots off. It's like you wouldn't have snuck none of that. Everybody would have knew that there was guns going off in the mall. You know what I'm saying?
Suppressors are one of the biggest myths.
Oh yeah,
gun
100%.
fiction.
They're actually like, depending on which ones you got, they're very loud. Like it's just as loud as almost shooting a gun.
It makes it harder to tell where the shot is coming from
distance.
But like, it's not making it quiet.
No, it does. Then you're not all of a sudden like church mounds. You know what I mean? It's
right.
Like, that's
This is not James Brown.
Yeah.
No, it has never sounded like
James Brown. I meant James
what, a
Bond.
22 maybe?
Yeah, it's okay.
Get a 22 that might sound like that with a suppressor.
It's not James Brown. Watch me. Ow. I feel good. All right.
He does not feel good.
He does not feel good. I know he's dead.
I think it's badass when people use potatoes.
That's not really.
I'm going to put a 2-liter on the end of it. Great.
And the oil can is real though. If you figure out the adapter, the oil can will work too.
Let me pivot a little bit. We've got a lot of gun talk. I'm very excited, but no, it's good.
We're going to talk more about this off of here because I want to talk more with you about this.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's great. And I knew this would be a good pairing because, like I said, he does have a background in the military and stuff.
Yeah.
He's actually been through. He's actually in the real part of the military, like the Army and shit.
Right,
the Navy.
The actual shit.
We didn't have guns really. Our guns are attached to ships, and most of us don't know how to use them.
I've done 4 tours of Call of Duty.
Hey, I did JROTC in high school.
Yeah. Okay. So you're basically in. All right, my bad.
Saluting you.
Yeah, I should be saluting.
Damn, cadet.
I didn't know we were standing for the troops here. All right. Let me pivot here. So, Dan West, you have a show coming up here March 22nd at the Windfall Tavern. I want to say Windmill.
It's Windmill Tavern.
Okay, I'm
it's
crazy.
In Windfall, Indiana.
Why do they want to confuse me? No, Windfall, Windmill Tavern in Windfall, Indiana. It's a 7 p.m. showtime. How are you guys doing as far? You guys still got tickets available?
Yes. So I just started launching the social media ad there. The one catch is you can only buy at the tavern. Yeah. There's not an online link or anything. But if you call, they will let you make a reservation. It's going to be a great show. I got Aisha Brown headlining. I know. I'm looking at your list. Annie's Funny is one of your Aisha Brown headlines. A fantastic lineup of comedy. I've got Dustin Burkert, and he's hilarious. Dustin's featuring. He's awesome. I saw you stole Kalika before we could, which is great. I'm just kidding. I love that. Kalika's very funny. Kalika Redmond, Davey Mumma. If you guys come to Mike, you've seen Dan West, obviously, and then local favorite Maya Smith. Yeah. Would you say? Yeah, he'll be there Saturday. Yeah, this is coming Saturday. We have a show. Yeah, so Maya's family is from there. Yeah, I mean, you were there last time, and I appreciate the guest spot. Oh yeah, it was great. It was fun. It made it super easy to play with the crowd because I could just be like, "You guys know Maya, right?" And like, "Where's Maya's aunt? Which one of my?" I actually joked about sleeping with one of our aunts at the show, and joked about. Shelby wasn't there, was dude. No, it was funny because like after the show, she would not like she was like messing with me the whole time. To be fair, Max also joked about sleeping with one of them too. Might have even been the same one. I don't know how y'all get down. Listen, it wasn't a big deal. What? They look good or something? It's there. She was a handsome woman. She was a handsome woman. She was a little on the older side, but she Courtney was making fun of me the whole time because I was kind of getting hit on by a bunch of like an older ladies in there. They were like, "Hey, you're really, really funny." All the older ladies, and she's like, "Jordan, you must be their kryptonite." Hey, man, that happens to me occasionally. Oh yeah, you got the cheeks. You got the cute. You got the cute. You might be able to turn a Jerry hat trick. That's what I'm saying. That joke came from somewhere. No, it actually. That's where that joke came from that night. It popped in my head, and then I said it on the way to the show, and then it's such a stupid fucking joke, man. I don't know why. Listen, I love doing a stupid joke every time. I know. It's fun. It's fun to goof off. But okay, let's talk a little bit more. So that's going to be on March 22nd. Tickets are available. They're only $10. That's pretty great. I love it. I love an affordable show. Doors open at 6. It's important. Like you want to charge something so people feel like they have a little bit of skin in the game. Yep. Because if it's a free show, people are more willing to talk. Yep. They're more willing to be disruptive. They'll leave. Yeah, I run it open mic. I know. I'm just, I mean, get it. If they don't like one person, they'll bail. Yeah, that's how it is. But you throw $5-10 down, you have something invested in the night. Yeah, you give a shit. It just like you said, you have skin in the game. That's probably the best way. And then on top of it, like you pay comics and take care of people, and it's so important. What I do appreciate. This venue pays me a flat fee to pay the comics. Oh, perfect. I feel more confident doing that because, like, if I'm just keeping the door, I worry about booking a different headline. Like that's why I end up headlining some of my road shows.
Yeah.
Because if I'm just keeping the door, I don't want to lose money. And if my advertising only goes okay and y'all don't help me, then all of a sudden we've only made $200 on this show.
Yeah.
And 200 is what I was going to pay the headliner.
Yeah. It gets tough.
Like I'm fine breaking even. I don't want to lose money.
Right.
Yeah.
And so this venue and several other venues, they will pay a flat fee for me, and I pay all the comics out of there. I can book with more confidence then.
Yeah.
So he's keeping the door. Obviously, he's keeping food and drink because that's appropriate.
Yeah.
But I appreciate that they're just giving me that flat fee so I can bring someone like Aisha in instead of, hey, I know I headlined here 3 months ago. Guess who's doing it again?
That'd be
No,
wild.
I do not have a new hour.
Yeah. You guys want to hear the same stories? All right, here we go. Let's go. No, I'm just kidding.
I've got 3 new stories and 45 minutes of the same stuff you heard before.
Ayo. Well, there is.
like me enough
We do
to
have
hear
one
it.
more. We do have one more comic that's been coming through that has windfall ties, which I'll throw that to you. Brandon Sexton. He's going to be with us this Saturday, so that's pretty cool.
I know I've met Brandon. I can't places.
He's the BJJ guy. He's the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guy. He was in Marawambis. He played the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu zombie.
Yes,
Which is
the
pretty
thing that I
cool.
definitely
You
saw.
definitely
I thought
saw.
you guys were great.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you saying that. I know I did not make you say that at all.
You believe so? Yeah, you something about maybe deserving an Oscar.
I don't know exactly what
Yeah,
it was.
appreciate
like
it.
a green man in a trash can. You deserve it.
Let me go ahead and let me. I don't know why I can't. I feel like there's a way to do this, but like I have no idea what I'm doing. Anyway, here we go. We actually have a show this Saturday at Kokomo. Fucking Cooper's Pub. My brain's Kokomo Press Comedy presents the Ides of March here at Cooper's Pub. We have a dark humor comedy show, and I called it a dark humor comedy show because we have so many guys in there that are just going to say some horrible shit. So come out.
Great way to advertise for it.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, don't get offended, please don't, because we do have
here's
people
how
that
you
are.
do it.
Let's hear it.
Call it the anti-woke comedy show.
Anti-woke. See, I didn't see. I purposely didn't do that because I hate using that.
Or
term.
do that in like some of your marketing stuff.
Yeah.
Like, are you tired of
of
seeing people
woke?
get offended by jokes? None of that'll be happening here.
I would see. I'm going to that.
See, you're going to that,
Yes.
so maybe I should do that. I thought about doing like a satirical video of me being like I'm so sick of all that woke shit and kind of like people doing this, and then
I'll do a video. I'm not going because I'm offended.
yeah, I'm offended. But we're gonna have some great concerts. Brian and I are actually going to be co-hosting it. We're gonna have some cool, funny bits that we definitely have worked out ahead of time already.
It's not off the cuff. I promise.
Yeah, it's
that.
definitely not something we've done multiple times off the cuff, and somehow it worked. We did it. You've seen us do it when we did the co-hosting at Outhouse Records that night.
Yeah.
We come
show
up with
was
bits
fun.
the day of it, and we
Yeah.
goof off. But we're gonna do that. We've got Davey Mumal, who's also going to be with you, Messy Gravis, Brandon Sexton, Michael Howard, who I'm very excited about because he's just one of my favorite people. And then our feature is from Fort Wayne. It's Kay Banks, and our headliners from Gary. It's Von Juan. Very funny. We had him at Gas City, and he threw the crowd like he just murdered. It was insane.
Von Juan's a shit.
I love
The
Von
energy
Juan.
Von brings crushes.
He's just so good. Like sometimes I'm watching him up there. I'm like, I don't know what he's doing right now, but he's got me in a spell. It's like, it's crazy. He's just so good at that. But I'm very excited. He's kind of newer to comedy, but I figured this was the perfect guy. He comes to our mic all the time. Very, very funny. People love him. And the energy is really what I'm looking for. And it's going to be a fun show that we're going to do. We were very excited about this show. So that's 113 East Sycamore in downtown Kokomo, Indiana. Shows are, tickets are only $10. So $10 ticket. Go get them at Kokomo Press.
Update. My tickets are now $5.
Oh, motherfucker. Damn it. Not again.
fucking
All right,
asshole.
updates. Our tickets are now 15. I'm just, what am I? I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Somebody went the wrong way.
Oh, no, my bad. No,
it's more expensive, so it's more valuable.
Well, the good news is they're not on the same weekend, so you can go to both. But I do actually have a comedy show that same weekend that you're doing your show.
I'm in Michigan when you've got yours.
I know, isn't that? We're just so busy. We're just busy guys.
Busy boys.
It's a good problem.
Yeah, it is a good problem. You're
Yeah.
right. Well, I would say I have if I had to put a number, 92% of this year booked. I'm just kidding. I'm messing with you because you said 92% earlier. That was a
right.
joke.
No, you're
that was a
funny.
joke
You're
goofing on
funny
you.
as hell.
I was kidding.
I'm having a real good year so far.
Yeah.
I've got a bunch of World Series of Comedy dates. I'm actually on the 21st, the day before the Windfall show. I'm in Appleton, Wisconsin.
Oh, okay. You're gonna be busy.
Skyline. Yeah, I'm always tired.
Skyline Chili?
Yes.
Are you lying to me?
Yum yum.
Yes.
Okay. It's like,
Skyline Comedy Club in Appleton.
oh, hell yeah,
Wisconsin.
that's awesome.
It's in the same chain as like Summit City and all of those.
Okay, cool. Okay.
And it's round 2 of the World Series of Comedy for that location. This Wednesday coming up, I've got it's at Comedy Sports, the Wit Theater down in Indianapolis, and then in 2 weeks it's at Crackpots near Cleveland.
So explain to me a little bit, because like explain to me like I'm an idiot, because I am an idiot. No, I've been doing comedy for 6-7 years, something like that. But like to me, it's mostly just been goofing at home and stuff.
Right.
So like I've never really. It's been only recently that I've got out of my bubble. The World Series of Comedy is something I've heard about a lot. So tell me, how does that work?
So it is a several month-long festival.
Yeah.
That every week starting in, I want to say, mid-February, every week it is at a different club or venue across the country.
Okay. So the whole country, not just the Midwest?
Right. Okay. So the main event is in Vegas. They've got one satellite in Vegas as well, but there's going to be stuff in Sacramento, Seattle, Sarasota, Florida. There's about half of them are in the Midwest.
Yeah.
But they're also all over the place. And you submit like just your best 5-minute video, and there's a fee because it's a festival. There's always a fee.
I won't pay you money.
But you can submit to that $70 fee covers every single satellite that you want to submit to.
Yeah.
And you don't have to submit to all of them because like I'm not flying to Sacramento.
Or Sarasota. Or,
Right.
Yeah.
But I'll drive to Appleton. I'll drive down to Indianapolis.
Yeah.
I'll drive to Youngstown.
So you go there and you perform. How long do they give you?
So there are 4 rounds per weekend. There's Wednesday, the wild card round, and that's a 5-minute set. And 3 people advance from that. Then Thursday and Friday is round 2, and there are 2 shows on Friday. But they're all part of round 2. And 2 people from each one of those shows advance.
Okay.
And then Saturday early is round 3. That's the semifinals. There's 6 comics. And there, I want to say you do 10
Yeah.
or 15, something like that. And then 3 people advance from there into the finals, and you do 25.
Okay. So it's like it slowly ratchets it into like you're doing like a headliner. I'm like, where I think
And each, so there's 40 comics that get accepted per satellite. Like Stephen Riley's been doing it a lot. I'm on a bunch of shows with him coming up, and I know Stratton Smith out of Indianapolis is also going to be there. Yeah. And so every round that you do, you get points.
Yeah.
And I want to say 40 people with the most points get invited to the main event in Vegas in September. And that is a week-long giant networking event conference. Like there's the competition shows, but there's also panels with bookers, and each one of these clubs, one of the judges for that round is the booker for that club. So you get in front of, like when I did Crackpots last year, the owner of the club was one of the judges. I did the round, I got passed, and now I've headlined his club.
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
So that's the true value in it.
Now, so what does any of this have to do with baseball?
I'm lost.
I'm kidding. No, I love it because it's so basically it's like it's like comedy's like World Series. Like that's what it's like the big. So it's kind of like, hey, you've been working for the last year, come do this and see how you're doing, and maybe you can get booked and you'll make the right. So like I know they used to do like Montreal Just for Laughs used to be like the version of like that, like the bigger version.
Just for Laughs was the big game.
Yeah.
And it's a shame that it's not
That's
what
so
it was.
sad. Yeah.
But
now it's become like Netflix is a joke, and it's really only the people that are already there. Like they've already made it.
Like I remember like 8 years ago I saw a list of the top 40 up-and-coming comedians in the country, and a bunch of them were people that had Comedy Central specials.
Yeah, and it's like,
and like if Tommy Johnigan is an up-and-comer, then I'm just fucked.
Yeah, yeah. It's like,
like he took second place in Last Comic Standing and has had 3 Comedy Central specials. The dude is hysterically funny.
Yeah.
He's just an up-and-comer. Then what the fuck am
somebody, I don't know who it was, but it was a comic, and I wish I could give him credit because I can't remember what it was, but they're like, the best way to make it in a comedy is to write really good jokes and have a white friend with a nice camera. That's what somebody. I was like, God, that's the funniest shit I've ever. Because like it's literally like you want clips is like how you're gonna get like nowadays. Like obviously this is one way to do it. The World Series. Another way is
they
to
record your set, and then they give you the clip. So
yeah, so like that's the point. I think that's one of the things that. Excuse me. Once we get to the point now that we have like this, once we get to the point is that's where I want to get with what we're doing is like that I can just every week be like here's your set. Like I want to do that at some point for everybody. Like here's your set every single week.
What you're doing already is working. Like, you guys just got named, what was it, like one of the top podcasts?
Yeah. So there's this thing called Millions Podcast, and they do like top 100 lists of everything. Like, so if you have a podcast about guns, then they'll go through and they curate and they figure out, okay, which ones of these are being seen the most, who's keeping. They have a bunch of different criteria, and one of the things they came up with was, the top 100 satire podcasts, like podcasts that are based into satire groups. And I was looking, and I got tagged in something. I was like, what the hell is this? And then the next thing I know, I'm going to see if I can have it on here anywhere. I get tagged in this thing, and it's like, hey, you guys have... Yeah, here it is, Million Podcasts. So there's a lot of different ones. This is the one that we got tagged in. So we ended up out of 100, 51. I'll take it. 51 is pretty fucking good for out of 100. And it was just an interesting thing to end up popping up because like we didn't submit anything, but they do it for a ton of different things. And I was like, it's nice to know that like if you were to curate and go through all the satire podcasts that exist, you'll get to ours, and ours will be at least in the top 100.
That's how you know he's humble. That he wasn't going to say shit about it.
Doing a great job.
He wasn't going to say shit about it. Plug yourself more.
Listen, you can't say I was that humble because. Oh, okay, let me do it. You can't say I was that humble because I did have it queued up in the podcast album, so it was queued up somewhere. I do want to bring this up because I do. This is another thing I definitely want to plug. There's a guy named Donald. He works with Mayor Wamby's director. He works. He's got beautiful dogs.
He works with this guy Elon.
They're working really hard.
Elon's his boss. Yeah.
Elon's his
damn edgy.
Got him good there. No, but there's this guy named Donald, and he works with Brian Foster from the Mayor Wambies, and I saw some things. I ended up networking with him in some way, seeing him on social media, tagging Brian and stuff, and I was like, who is this guy? And he makes signs. Like he does like these wooden signs, and they're backlit. And Brian and I forever have been talking about we want to get a Kokomo Press sign for downstairs so that when people are up there, you look behind them, there's a sign. So pictures are taken, you got a sign. Because it's like that's a real comedy club feel when you have a sign that's nice. And so I hit this guy up and we talked about it, and he was like, yeah, I just need a down payment, blah, 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 and then I can get started on it. And then next thing I know, didn't even send the down payment because we were still talking about it. We finally agreed on it. And by the time we agreed on it, he already started working on the damn thing. So this guy is fantastic. His name's Donald. I want to show a couple of the progress photos here because these are absolutely... I mean, first off, this is like the first one. Over here was his cigarettes, and I had to take that out. But you can kind of see like how he has it going on, and he's putting it together. This was the most recent photo that he sent. He's trying to work on a version of it that like it can glow in the dark because he knows we're in this darker basement area, so that like we could backlight it, and then also it glows in the dark.
It's gonna look so.
It's gonna be so sick, and I'm very, very excited. He's getting. At one point it was just the lettering that he had just printed out and sanded and did and cut out and stuff, and then it became like the back with the dark back part, and then now he's got it's just starting to look.
And this is where Jordan announces, and I still haven't paid him anything. So.
I still have not paid him a single, and I really haven't. I messaged him and I was like, hey bro, what's your cash? I messaged him and I said, his name's Donald. I got to get I don't have his last name. I know his name's Donald. I can get that to you later because if you need something, he's really good, and he's the nicest guy ever. But he so nice that he started before I even gave him money. But we talked about price. I know how much we're paying him, and it's not as much as you think it would be. But I messaged him. I was like, hey man, what's your Venmo, Cash App, PayPal? What do you want me to do? I'm gonna send you this money. And he goes, don't send it to me yet. I want to make sure I can execute it. And I'm like, okay.
That's not how this usually works. But okay.
I was like, you're very trustworthy. But also, like, what the fuck am I going to look like out here just with a guy with a sign this fucking nice and being like, no, not paying him. I don't even want it.
It's like, you know what I mean? Dude.
It's so I'm so excited.
Good luck
I know
with
he's
your
excited.
very specific sign.
Yeah, what are you going to do with it? Actually, here's $100 less because what else are you going to do with it? No, I'm not that kind of guy. No, and that's what I like about. I was going to say this earlier and I didn't because we were kind of talking about the Windmill Windfall show, Windmill
Tavern in in Windfall, Indiana.
I know. I want to make it
confusing.
I want to make it more confusing. That's why I'm like trying. Don't go to his show. I'm just kidding. Go to a show. Great show. But you hit me up the first one you've done there. I'm pretty sure it was the first one, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, hey, do you want to come through and do a guest spot? I showed up, me and Courtney, and we had such a good time. Obviously, not just the ladies, but also at the end of it, he gave me some money. So like a guest spot. This guy paid for a guest spot. So I know there's a lot of
you added value to the show. You deserve to be paid for that.
Yeah, and that's something that most people don't know is adding value to things. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. No, it was great. No, but it was great because like I was able to. I just literally was like, Courtney, here's your gas money because she drove me because she's the team mom with the van. She shows up with the van. No, but like one of the coolest things that we all do have in common in this room is Cooper's Pub. And I definitely don't want to quit or stop at any time and not mention Cooper's Pub because I fucking love Jackie.
Yeah,
like,
Jackie, she's the greatest.
I've been connected to that particular building for many, many years. You've been connected to that building for many, many years. Yeah. And it's something that when I first ever did comedy in my whole life, the first time I ever went up was in the basement, that basement. That was the first time I ever went up and done comedy. And it was a different bar at that time, but now, it's something else. How did you get in touch with Jackie? How did you guys end up linking up to do? Because you do the last Saturday of every month,
right? So ultimately, what originally happened was my girlfriend was, worked with Jackie at Applebee's.
Oh shit, me too.
Yeah.
See, so it went from there, and she ended up being the manager of Cooper's Pub. My girlfriend also knows the people who own it. Mm-hmm. Like they're from Rossville, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, the Coopers.
So kind of just happened like that.
I thought it was gonna be a cooler story, but I'm kidding.
Pretty vanilla. Man.
So nepotism. Okay, I'm just kidding. So nepotism. Okay, cool. I'm just happy it's happening to everybody, not just me. We went in and we were basically like, hey, we have this idea to do this, and that's how we ended up getting in there. And like I said, she brought you up immediately, and it's one of the things. I know you work cooks is like your baby factor there, and you're doing a big
baby factor.
Your baby factor there.
Jesus Christ. But you're not wrong.
But I'm exactly. That's what I said. If I'm wrong, tell me. No, you're doing Mean Girls trivia.
Yes,
that's next week, right?
Normally trivia is on Wednesday.
Yeah,
every other Wednesday. But because I'm doing World Series of Comedy on Wednesday, we're doing a Tuesday edition.
Yeah,
and the theme is Mean Girls,
which is a big theme.
Yeah, it's going to be a good time.
I think it's going to be a good night.
You're going to have fun.
It's going to be a pretty good time.
Well, you told me you did one about a book, a particular book series that I have nothing about, and you told me it was like tell us a little bit about this.
So the way to get dudes into a bar is get women into a bar.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
And so a lot of my themes are aimed at stuff women like.
Yeah.
Right.
So I did...
So cooking, baking, cleaning. I'm just kidding.
Vacuum cleaners.
Sorry, I was from my misogyny. I was just joking around.
Dad bods.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm back in. I'm just kidding.
I did A Court of Thorns and Roses and I forget the name of the other one.
Yeah. But those are it's like an orange book, right? That I see just women walking around with all the
it's Sarah J. Maas, like her stuff. And
it's hot.
It was packed. It was uncomfortably horny. The winning team, their team name was Phantom Daddy Hands Choking Me Out.
Okay. So is this book anything like the 50 Shades? Is it like
it's fairy smut?
Okay. Fairy smut.
Yes.
Very small.
Okay.
And
Brian, why did you say that like you know?
That's what
his
we call
wife reads them.
That's what we call your porn, fairy smut.
Yeah, okay.
His wife reads them because he's not satisfied.
Yeah, oh God. Oh,
you son of a...
You mother. No, it's fun. No, it's like smut porn type of reading.
So like I've done Twilight. I did a Taylor Swift night. Like for the week of my birthday, I really want to do something for me. So I want to do like Bruce Willis movies or some shit. But I'm not going to do that because then no one's going to show up. I'll do like Harry Potter or something.
What's a Bruce Willis movie that women are in? Okay,
Fifth Element.
There you go. Fifth Element.
I did think about doing Mummy and Mummy Returns.
Okay.
Because that is just like peak bisexual energy.
Yeah, that's
everyone in those movies is so hot it's uncomfortable.
Yeah. Except for Benny. Fuck.
He's my favorite.
He's your favorite. He's crazy. Benny
out there looking
You're
like
on the wrong
worst
side
Steve
of the
Buscemi.
river. He does. He looks like a DEI Steve Buscemi. All right, I'm done. I'm about to go to jail for that one. Put me in jail. All right.
like trivia, I'm over there every other week. Like I said, usually it's Wednesdays. This time it's Tuesday. And yeah, it's always a really good time. JC and I usually will put together a signature cocktail for the day.
Oh, yeah.
I've got a decent little group of regulars that come through, and that helps. But we're having a good time.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, Mean Girls is a big one because, like, I don't know how many people I've seen share in that and like post. I've just seen it everywhere, and not just because it's a sponsored post, but also I'm kidding.
That helps. No, that
they
helps.
do help. They do help, and I'm telling you.
I mean, that's my day job. Like the social media marketing thing is what I do during the day.
You're good at it. I've seen the Dan West and Friends thing a few times too, so I'm like, it's definitely. I'm your demo. I think I'm just your demo. You should just call me and be like, hey, do you like this? And I'm like, yes. And you're like, all right, we're good then.
And the thing is, you don't have to spend that much money. Like I'm spending $5 a day.
Yeah,
and shit's working.
Yeah, and that's the thing is once you get, like you said, the regulars and you get people that come back every single week and are like proselytizing for you, like come out to this, you got to come do this because this is awesome. I mean, you probably dealt with that so many times because like are you doing you're like. What would I call it? Like a standing show at Demure? Is it Demure?
So
I can't say that word without
Demure.
Yeah,
Demure Lounge.
Demure. I'm so there's something so Anglo-Saxon about the way I say Demure that I can't handle it. It's like anyway, Demure Lounge. It's on Washington Street, right when you're about to dip out of.
Where is that? Like it's not where Great Escape was. But it's close to it.
It's like almost across the street from it.
It used to be like the Last Chance, right? Is that or like
I actually don't know because I'm not necessarily
you're not from
Kokomo.
It was the Last Chance.
Was it? It's like
But
you
I've
never
lived there for about 10 years.
It was
your first
bikers,
chance, last chance, right?
It was a bikers bar for the longest time.
Yeah. So they've remodeled the entire thing.
Yeah, they got like the flowers going out through throughout it, and got a pool table.
Who runs it? Who's doing all this? Do you know? Sorry, I didn't mean to do that to you. I apologize now.
I'm going to cut this part out.
Yeah, I'll cut this part
go
out.
ahead.
I'm just kidding. I cut this part out.
Yeah,
but like they're obviously doing something great there.
Yes, they got a wine license, and they got some beer.
Yeah.
So they got wine and beer, and they got some nice some burgers and
hell yeah.
Some
I saw pics inside and I was like, it looks so nice.
No, it's really nice in there. It's very
anytime
nice.
you get a new nice spot around town that we can mess up.
Well, that first impression in this town is so critical.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hey, but that opening night was very nice, or not opening night, but like their day party.
Yeah.
They had me go DJ. It was very nice.
It was R&B.
Yeah, R&B.
That was sick. I heard about it, and everybody said they had a really good time.
Yeah, no, it definitely was a good turnout.
But you're doing like a standing show every Friday?
Yeah, every Friday in March.
Awesome.
Yeah,
that's cool. Awesome. Yep. That's exciting, man.
Yeah,
it's
people
fun.
come out
because I know you've obviously fucked with Cooper's Pub, which we all we all do in our own ways, and then of course you do. Like I think you do the Elbow Room from.
Yeah, I've done the Elbow Room.
Yeah. And so now, you're about to be Kokomo as fuck, and you don't even know it.
Hey, I've been told that I'm Kokomo's DJ.
Yeah,
one of them.
Yeah.
Pew sold me my house, so like I don't know if we can kick it anymore.
Hey, actually, DJ Pew was actually the person who taught me how to DJ.
That's awesome.
He's such a good dude.
Yeah,
he is such a good dude.
Yep.
I can't because he calls me Grainger.
Grainger?
Yeah, he gave me the basics.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then kind of took it from there.
Yeah, when we were in the gym class in high school, it was like gym class, physical education together, and he would always be like, Grainger, pass the ball. Grainger.
So no deep-seated trauma there. Nothing.
Right.
No, that dude is so tall. He's like the tallest guy. And back then he was so like, I don't even know if he's filled out now, but he was so thin and wispy, and
he's still pretty slim.
He had a rat tail like that went all the way down. Remember? And then the patch and the rat tail, man, you got to ask for it.
Sick, dude.
I know about the rat tail.
And it was like a braided rat tail.
Yeah, it
too.
looked good. Yeah.
It was like Shia LaBeouf.
I leave here.
Remember when Shia LaBeouf?
I know that about him.
Shia had that cool. He had that. It was.
I'm gonna shoot him a text when I leave here. Like, hey, I heard you had a rat tail.
Yeah, I heard you had a rat tail, and
Jordan's talking shit.
Jordan's talking shit. Yeah,
Grainger's over here talking shit.
Grainger, make sure you put the capital G again, capital the second G too. And he'll know what you're talking about. No, he would just always call me Grainger. But yeah, I one of the best basketball moments I ever had was hanging out with them because like I would talk shit all the time about being like I'm better than you guys think I am. I know I'm fucking short. And then we played, and I actually had a really good game, and I was like, yeah,
like oh thank God. God.
And they're like, wow, Grainger can play.
Hey, I've crossed a couple people in my time. You know, they expect me to be very slow, and I mean I'm kind of slow. But
Yeah.
I move quicker than
Get it? Yeah.
Yeah, then you think, and I definitely had somebody fall down one time that changed my life. You know what I'm saying?
Me too. I'm far more athletic than I look. Yeah. And even when I was bigger, it would throw people off. He knows. He played. It's funny because I say kickball and it makes people laugh, but like I'll throw people off in kickball real quick. Dude.
You were good at kickball.
I'm just quick. And they don't think I'm quick, so they'll move in on me because I'm tiny and I'm even fatter than I am now. And I kick the shit over him, and then by the time they got the ball, they're like, "Oh, he's not quick." And they turn around, I'm already around the third. Right, so, come on. Whoa, first person I ever kicked for the cycle. I'll tell you that much.
And I also do, kickboxing out there at Headbangers.
Oh yeah,
yeah, and a lot of people expect me not to be able to kick.
Yeah.
And,
you got it up there.
A punch or, and I definitely tap somebody 6'4" in the face, say with my foot.
I'm just going to tell people not to fuck with you, dude. Between the guns and the kickboxing and the shit, just don't mess with him, dude.
Tough.
Yeah, he just beat the shit.
I have no enemies or nothing like that. I just like, being
that's the funnier, that's the most bizarre part about it. Is like you're just such a nice, every time I talk to you, every time I'm around you, I'm like, you're just such a nice guy. Like, you don't seem like the type, but the next thing I know, if some shit pops off, you're just going to be like, fucking... You're just going to squeeze somebody like real quick. And
keep that thing on you at Cooper's.
every once in a while, yeah.
He's like, what kind of night is it? Let me...
When it was the Laugh House, we had Mark Curry come through. Mm-hmm. Nicest celebrity I've ever met. Just chill dude. But I'm bartending in the main room, and I'm hearing the show go on, and all of a sudden I hear him say, "Is that a pistol?" Because somebody in the showroom, they didn't have a holster. Oh, man. Their gun was just in their fucking hoodie pocket. Oh. And I don't know if they had taken it out to flex on somebody or if they were just adjusting it or what.
Right.
And now I have to go and very politely say, "Hey, can you put that shit in your car?"
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
God.
Yeah, no,
This is a comedy show. You are drinking a lot. Do not have a gun. Don't have a gun not in a holster, period.
Yeah,
exactly.
Like,
exactly.
You've heard my joke about, like, if you're going to be getting hammered, don't have your fucking gun with you.
Yeah, that's a bad idea.
There's no reason
like,
to have it.
I say, like, just
facts.
Don't. If there's dollar Long Islands, maybe we don't add a fucking firearm to the equation.
Yeah.
It's a very low bar of gun control for me. Of don't be drunk with your gun in public.
Yeah. It never really works out, man.
No.
I mean, and if it does, it's not going to work out every time. So
eventually it's going to go bad, so let's just not.
Especially if you don't have the right mindset behind carrying your gun.
Yeah.
So. What happened that Mark Curry from the stage needed to see your gun?
He didn't.
Was Mr. Cooper cool?
Chill, dude. Like, we had set up like a VIP booth for him at the social, and then a couple of the girls... women, they were on the older side. A couple of the women at his show said, "You don't want to go to the social. It's not your people." And we took Mark Curry to the Cozy.
Oh my God.
And he had a blast. He was just holding court, taking pictures with everybody.
Oh shit, yeah.
Just a chill, friendly dude.
Did you ask him, did you tell him, hey, in the future, they're going to name this bar after you? I'm just kidding. Mr. Cooper. No, the funny thing is, like, he's the guy that they accused Steve Harvey of stealing his whole thing, right? Isn't that like the accusation? That's the what's his name? Fucking the little pimp. What the fuck? I can't remember. Cat Williams. My brain's not working right now. But Cat Williams basically was like, he just stole Mr. Cooper's entire show because that show that he came up with was the exact same type of show.
Yeah, I mean, he was a music teacher instead of a PE teacher. But
okay, never mind. Different show.
Different strokes entirely.
Different strokes. That's a whole different show. What are you talking about? Different strokes. All right.
Hey, and for the record, next weekend, Saturday, I'm gonna be out there in Bloomington.
Oh yeah,
Brothers Bar and Grill.
You're doing that's corporate gig.
Yeah, corporate money's pretty good.
That's a corporate gig.
Yeah, it's not satisfying, but it's good money.
It's
corporate
not.
gigs.
I feel you.
Yeah, you did. Okay, so I don't want to. You can tell me to shut the fuck up, Brian, if you want. But you did like a corporate gig one time, right? Like that one gig that you did that was like you did like was it a reunion? Like
where was it?
I don't know. I don't want to get too specific because I don't want to
ask him detailed questions right now.
Oh, I know the details. I just didn't want to how did it feel? How did it feel doing like? Because you've probably done them before too. Like where you have to like you go to do a private party. How awkward is that? I've heard.
I had it was wild. It was wild. Like some of the crowd was like legit, like having fun and feeling it, and then the other were just like straight up like cocksuck, like older people. You could tell like they were like paired together, but yeah, that's like I think I've done like one or two, but other than that, I've never. Have you got a lot of?
The one that always stands out. It was a corporate Christmas party. And it was for a real estate company that also had a construction wing. So they had all of their employees. And I walk in, I'm like, you want me to make the construction workers and the secretaries and the C-suite all laugh?
Yeah, right? That's a lot.
That's a lot, yeah.
So I walk in, and they're like, hey, so just so you know, it's Robert's 80th birthday. Can you say something about that? And so I go on. I'm like, yeah, I remember Robert when he and I were in high school together. He was a freshman. I was a senior. And he gave me some really good... And they die laughing. And so I stopped and said, if you like that, you are going to hate the actual jokes. And I'll say every joke got a laugh. None of the jokes had the whole crowd.
Yeah.
Like every joke had one different part of the room laughing. But like
that sounds like a smart way to do it though too, because if you can do something in the room first, and then and then depreciate the way where you're like, you guys aren't gonna laugh at this shit. Then you kind of you almost like challenge them to laugh.
They were on my side.
Yeah,
like they wanted to laugh. It just like the secretaries weren't laughing at the military jokes.
Yeah,
the construction guys weren't laughing at my marriage jokes because it hit a little too close to home.
Right.
But like at the same time, I did 30 minutes and got paid $900. So like I'd do it every week.
Yeah,
right. Yeah,
I'll eat shit for $900.
Yes,
I do that at my regular job. Basically, it's funny. Hell yeah, man. Well, let's go and wrap this thing up, man. I appreciate you guys for hanging out.
Absolutely, dude. I had fun.
It's a lot of fun. I was really excited to get you two in the room together because I just knew you guys had a lot in common, that Venn diagram. But also, you guys do have a little differences. I like that.
At the same time, though, that's pretty cool. And then so we had our difference, and we didn't sit here and scrap or nothing, or sit here and argue.
No, we're gonna wait till the podcast over for that. But
yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go slash your tires.
Yeah, but respectfully, respectfully slashing.
I'll use my good knife.
Yeah. Just one tire though, because I know the insurance doesn't cover all four.
Right.
Whatever it is.
Oh,
go ahead.
I walked out when I lived in Oakland, and 2 of my tires had been slashed, and then there was a note on my car. And the car next to mine also had their tires slashed. And the note on my car said, "I'm so sorry, this was the wrong car." I was hot, but it was also kind of funny.
That's hilarious. That's a funny joke. It's not a joke. It's true, but it's also...
It's funny now because it was 12 years ago.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing about pain and tragedy is it's always... Just give it a couple years and it's funny, man.
Man, somebody egged my car one time. I don't know, I pissed a female off or something.
Yeah.
Oh, you drive a Cybertruck?
No. No, I had an Impala, and I wake up one morning and I see like egg all over my car, and then I see there's one part of my car that got hit extremely hard. Yeah. And I'm like, bro, there had to been a dude with y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he actually took it.
Yeah, I was like, there ain't no way you had an arm like that not playing sports. You know what I'm saying? Like, straight up.
I think the best part of that is that like kids nowadays are like, people used to throw eggs like those were expensive. Like, why would you do that?
Dang, throw a Cadbury egg.
Yeah, Cadbury's probably closer. Let me get some chocolate on that. That's actually probably worse.
Now they just SWAT houses and
send the police to your house.
Touche. All right. Anyway, my name is Jordan Grainger. Thank you guys for hanging out this week on the Kokomo Press Podcast. As always, my co-host over here, Brian Allen West Jr. And our special guest this week, he is a comedian, and you can check him on March 22nd at Windmill Tavern in Windfall, Indiana. Ladies and gentlemen, Dan West. And of course, if you like music, if you like guns, if you like cool people, ladies and gentlemen, check out Larry the Producer's YouTube page, Aboriginal Arms, right now. Go over there, hang out. Thank you guys for hanging out this weekend. This has been the Kokomo Press Podcast. See you soon. Thank you for watching the Kokomo Press Podcast. We really appreciate you hanging out with us. If you enjoyed the show, make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share, and tell all your friends about it, because when people know about us, we get to continue to bring new, great, exciting things to you. And if you really want to support us, you can actually go on to Facebook and you can become an official subscriber. It's only $4.99 a month, and you get a lot of access to us. You get to tell us good jokes, tell us all the things you want to, and you're going to get access
to new videos, merch, all kinds of things. And if you just want to support us in another way, maybe wear a shirt, wear a hat, something like that, check out kokomopress.shop. It's a brand new store we have set up. It's got all our merchandise needs. It's going to have limited run t-shirts, limited run hats. Go check it out right now. Thank you so much for hanging out with the Kokomo Press on the Kokomo Press Podcast. See you soon. 2 kisses.